Alright, so Nvidia originally announced that new RTX 50 series gaming laptops would be coming out in March, so this month. But it's starting to look like things are getting messy. We're talking about delays, potential hardware defects, and driver issues. About a week ago, I started hearing whispers that these laptops would be delayed by about 2 weeks. So nothing too major, but why the last minute holdup? From what I heard, laptop makers couldn't even start mass producing their laptops until Nvidia provided the VBIOS, and that took longer than expected due to some unknown Nvidia reasons. At first I thought, it's not a big deal, these things happen. And even with a 2-week delay, technically these laptops would still come out in March. Just right at the end of March, which doesn't change the CES announcement of March. Pre-orders for these new RTX 50 gaming laptops opened up about a week ago. It doesn't seem like that was pushed back along with the launch delay. So that means there's about a 1-month period between when you could hand over your money for a new gaming laptop to when you actually know how it's going to perform. But those are only minor issues. Today it's sounding like it's getting worse. If you've been following the tech news, you might have heard that less than 0.5% of Nvidia's RTX 50 desktop graphics cards are missing ROPs. Long story short, they're essentially defective and don't perform as well as they're supposed to. Gamers Nexus found that in some scenarios, the impact to gaming performance could be as high as 11% with the missing ROPs. The only fix is to return the graphics card and get a replacement, except that's extremely difficult to do at the moment because there's no stock anywhere. Well, today Video Cards reported that several laptop manufacturers are currently working overtime to inspect the GPU in newly manufactured laptops to confirm that they're not missing ROPs like the desktop cards. Imagine buying an expensive RTX 50 series gaming laptop only to find that you're not getting the performance you should, and there might not even be stock to replace it. The Video Cards article was later updated with a brief statement Nvidia provided to The Verge, which basically says that there aren't any missing ROP issues with the laptop GPUs. So Nvidia is saying everything is fine to the public in their message to The Verge. So everything's all good, right? Well, I've done some of my own digging, and it's a bit of a different story. Multiple different sources are telling me that Nvidia is telling them that they should check their laptop GPUs. And in some cases, I'm told that this includes opening a brand new manufactured laptop from the box in order to test it. So it's in its box, ready to ship out somewhere and be sold to a customer, and they have to open them back up and double check the GPU. Fortunately, in many cases, as mass production was delayed and is still underway, it sounds like a lot of these checks can be done while the laptop is still getting made in the factory. So at least the checking process there isn't quite as much work compared to opening up a brand new, complete, ready-to-ship laptop. But it's kind of weird that in public, Nvidia is saying, no problems here, all good. While on the back end with their partners, it's more like, hey, actually, check those GPUs out. If there are laptops with missing ROPs, finding them in advance would allow Nvidia to claim there was never an issue. For now at least, I haven't heard of any laptop makers finding any laptops with missing ROPs in the GPU. So that's good. The plus side of these extra checks is if any laptops are detected with missing ROPs, it means they should be found before getting shipped out to customers. And that's definitely preferable, as it should mean there's no risk to you buying an RTX 50 series gaming laptop. You shouldn't have to deal with it not performing properly, and then trying to swap it for a replacement. But what does it say about Nvidia? I mean, the way they've handled the desktop card situation kinda says it all. Either on one hand, it means they don't run good enough quality control to detect these issues, or worse, but what I think is personally less likely, they knew about the problems and decided to ship them anyway, hoping no one would notice. Maybe due to extreme limitations in stock. Kick the can down the road and fix it later. But it's gotta be one of them, and neither of them are great options. So what does this mean for GPU comparisons and reviews on this channel? Well, I've been offered a few RTX 50 gaming laptops in the next 2 to 3 weeks, but I've been given some interesting options. On the one hand, I could take these laptops as soon as possible straight from the factory, so I can get them early and have plenty of time to do all my testing, meaning I'll have videos ready to publish as soon as the Nvidia embargo ends. And we all know being first equals more views, more subscribers, more money, all those great YouTube things. But then on the other hand, instead of taking those laptops straight from the factory, I've been told that we can wait a bit longer so that they can do some extra QC to make sure everything is working as it should. I don't know how much extra time that's going to take, maybe a few days, a week, maybe 2 weeks. But I selected that option with the additional quality control steps, as it's far more important to me that our GPU comparisons and reviews are accurate rather than first. We had a similar issue with the RTX 4070 laptop launch 2 years ago, where we had to redo a bunch of testing, which took a few days, and then issue a correction video. And I don't want to end up in that situation again. So our reviews and comparisons are coming. We just might not be first out of the gate. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss all of our content. This also doesn't mean that you shouldn't trust other content creators that post their videos when the embargo ends. This is just our situation with the laptops that we've been offered. And when we do finally get them, I'll make sure to check the ROPs. Honestly, early laptop launches always make me feel like I'm a beta tester. In the past, we've had early units give incorrect performance, have all sorts of bugs, or even a laptop that completely stopped working and died after a few days of use. I was kinda hoping that the launch of the desktop cards first would iron out a bunch of the GPU driver bugs for the laptops. But apparently that's not the case, as I've heard that some of these brands are having issues with Nvidia's drivers on the 50 series laptops. So hopefully that's all sorted out by the time these laptops launch later this month. I'd rather have even more delays if required so that they can iron out any issues. Anyway, at the end of the day, this news of manufacturers scrambling to last minute check their GPUs and extra delays on product launches isn't the end of the world. I can understand why Nvidia might not want to be public about this and create unnecessary worry about the upcoming laptops. There's not really any point alarming anyone if they're able to find any defective laptops and pull them out before the launch happens. It's just interesting if that's what's going on behind the scenes. It sounds like a bit of a mess, and with all the launch issues that the desktop 50 series has, I just hope the laptop one is a bit cleaner, because I don't want to have to deal with all that stuff. Personally, I'd rather wait a bit more and get a better product than something that might have issues, but that's me. But even if RTX 50 gaming laptops do launch without issues, it's still not looking like they're going to offer a whole lot more performance compared to last gen. And you can find out why over in that video next.